Hello there, people of the internet. I'm out here at the 100-yard line with a rifle that is a borrowed rifle from a buddy of mine. And I've had this rifle for a little while now. And my buddy has been, basically texting me, probably about twice a week, asking me repeatedly if I've managed to get any range time to try out this rifle. So I figure it's about time that I come out and finally try out this rifle. I've just had a very busy schedule lately and I haven't really been able to do any range running. I'm not 100% on the brand of this rifle. If memory serves, I recall my buddy saying that it's a Sako, but I could be wrong about that. If I am wrong about that, then down in the description below, I'll, tell you guys what the actual brand of this rifle is. But apparently this rifle was not in very good condition whenever my buddy had gotten his hands on it. And he got it, Cerakoted it, basically completely refurbished the entire rifle. And he did a very good job. I mean, this is, for all intensive purposes, an incredibly gorgeous rifle. And there's no markings on the rifle. I don't see any kind of brand recognition on the rifle whatsoever. There's just 7mm Remington Magnum written on this rifle. So that tells me that this rifle here is probably chambered in 7mm Remington Magnum. Anyone who does not know what that cartridge is, it's a pretty beefy, powerful round. And let me go ahead and give you guys a little example here. This is a 308. Basically everybody in the gun world knows what a 308 is. This is the 7mm Remington Magnum. A little bit on the larger side, firing the same projectiles. They're both 150 grain in this particular case. Of course, you can get them in different weights, but the ammunition I have is 150 grain, soft points. Whenever I hear the word Magnum, I think exceptionally powerful. So, yeah, this right here is 7mm Remington Magnum. This is actually the first time I've ever fired a 7mm Remington Magnum, and the first time I've ever fired this rifle, which is why my buddy continues to, hit me up and ask me, hey, did you fire that rifle yet? Like I said, I think that this is a Sako. If it's not, then I will tell you guys in the description down below. So, incredibly smooth rifle, holy crap. I was expecting some resistance whenever I, actually chambered the round, but there was basically none. There's not much else to say about this rifle. It's just a typical modern production rifle. I will say that the stock on it, incredibly nice. This is definitely like a mid-tier rifle. We have a Whiskey 3 6-hour scope on it, 3x9x40, and the trigger on it is unbelievably light, to the point to where I'm not 100% sure if I'd feel comfortable with this thing out in the field if it didn't have a manual safety. Now, my buddy had said the recoil on this was not going to be too terrible, but yeah, he also fires some exceptionally powerful firearms. So the most powerful rifle round that I think I've ever shot, without going into specialty calibers, is probably like a 30-06. So let's see if this is as powerful as that. 30-06 has roughly the same recoil as a 308, roughly, depending on the loading that you're using. If we're talking military ball rounds, then yeah, roughly about the same loading. Let's see how powerful this right here is. Let me get a good stance here. Oh, he also said that this scope is not zeroed for whenever I take my shots downrange. So my target is actually a cardboard box that I have down there, so I can see where this this scope is actually going to be hitting. So I just have one round in this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and send it downrange. Oh my goodness, that actually was not as bad as I was expecting. I mean, definitely got some power behind it. But this particular rifle has this extremely nice squishy butt pad, and I imagine that definitely made quite the difference with it. Extraction with this, go ahead and extract this over there. Never mind, it's just gonna stay in there. Save the brass so we can reload it later. And toss this in my pocket. Now I'm gonna go walk down range, see if I even manage to make my shot on target. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. That is an incredibly light, smooth action. My God. My friend was right. This is a very, very nice rifle. Okay, he was in fact correct when he said that this rifle was not zeroed in. So I made some adjustments to our scope here. We're going to go ahead and send another round down range. And we're going to see where this one hits. see if I over adjusted or under adjusted. We're at about 100 yards, so this right here is a, you know, quarter MOA adjustment scope, so should be pretty close to where it is that we're looking at. We're not exactly at 100 yards, but this should be close enough to at least gauge where it is that we're looking to go. All right, firing. Oh my God. Whew. All right, last time the ejector, ejector did not work, so let's try that again with a little bit more oomph and see if this actually ejects. Yeet. No, it stayed in there. Let me try that again. Yeet. No? All right, I guess the ejector's a little weak on this. All right, let me wander down there and see where that round hit, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, yeah, this thing is spot on where it is that I'm wanting it to hit now. So, congratulations, buddy. With 150 grain soft points, your rifle is officially zeroed in. Let's go ahead and send another round downrange, because why the hell not go ahead and just confirm our zero here. And I have the ammunition to be able to do this, so why not? Oh my God. Yeet. Oh, that time it yeeted. Man, that yeeted into outer space. All right, so here's the box it is that we're actually working with here. And here's our first round, obviously quite a deal, right and low. Second round, we got the elevation right, but I didn't quite have the windage right. Third round, looks like we smacked right where it is that we were wanting to hit. So I'll call that one a win. Let's send another round downrange just to go ahead and confirm that this right here is in fact where we're hitting. And like I said, why not? I have the ammo to do so. Okay, all right. I have 2 more rounds in my pocket. I have no idea how many rounds this rifle here actually holds, but let's go ahead, now that I've played with it a little bit more, and send another round downrange and see what we can do here. Oh my God. I know my buddy said that this rifle did not have that bad of recoil, but tell you what, he's full of shit. Now, granted, there are more powerful rifles out there by every stretch of the imagination. Whew, but man, this one's got some kick to it. I've been doing a couple of videos the past couple of days on like Carcanos and 6.5 Japs and light recoiling rifles, and I tell you what, this right here is quite the powerhouse compared to what I've been running the past few days. Oh my God. All right, let's go ahead. The ejector, whenever you don't yeet it, just kind of makes it jump in the chamber. Now let's walk down there and see where this thing's hitting. All right, I figured that I pulled one of those a little bit. I could just kind of feel it whenever I first fired. So first shot, you know, quite a deal off. I was aiming for our paper right here. Actually, I was aiming for this barcode right here. First shot, quite a deal off. Second shot, I didn't quite get the windage as far as I would have liked. Third shot, we hit the UPC barcode right there, right on the money. Fourth or fifth shot hit right here, and then fourth or fifth shot hit a little high. Like I said, I could feel that I had pulled a little bit. So definitely an accurate rifle with the 5 rounds that I've fired now that I've actually got it zeroed in. Because like I said, I was just kind of aiming for this UPC barcode. And assuming, or if I had not pulled this a little bit high, you know, that's just trigger discipline right there. If I had not pulled that a little bit high, then the windage would have had that, you know, right about here or so. And at 100 yards, that's not a bad grouping right there. Okay, well, final thoughts on our situation here with this rifle. Definitely a nice rifle. My buddy was in fact correct whenever he said it wasn't zeroed in, but man, it did not take a lot to get that thing zeroed in the way that I wanted to. Incredibly smooth. I like that the scope on it says whiskey. It's actually an exceptionally nice rifle. Like I said, my buddy had, I think, I'm not 100% positive about this, but my buddy had gotten this saying it was in bad shape and he had it redone, and he did, or whoever did it, did a very, very good job on it. And I mean the barrel, the stock, very good at the free floating. The stock's nice and stiff, so you don't have to worry about it touching the barrel and throwing off your zero. Trigger on this thing, we are empty. Trigger on this thing is, hell, probably about 2.5, maybe 3 pounds. It is extremely light, and there is zero movement, zero play on this thing. If they also worked on the trigger, whenever my buddy had redone this rifle, he did an extremely good job. This thing is very, very easy to shoot. The Whiskey 3 scope on this thing, very, very accurate, very easy to use. I like the fact that it has a 9 power zoom on it because my eyesight is terrible, and at 100 yards, I kind of need that to, you know, stack good groups like what we saw down there. Now I see a little knob right here on this side of this scope, and I'm assuming that has some kind of attribute with some sort of optic. Looks like it would take a battery here. Is there a battery in this thing? There is a battery in this thing. Of course, I have no idea what that does. Oh, there's a little red dot. How do you like that? Oh, that is cool. I don't think, let's see, that's just in the scope itself, right? Yeah, it's not actually shining a red dot. It's just a little red dot in the center of the reticule of the scope. IR, what is IR? Oh, is this an infrared light? I'm not 100% sure on the prospects of this rifle here. Let's set that there and see if we see any. No, I don't see anything in there that would indicate IR, but I could possibly be wrong. Typically with infrared, you'll be able to at least see the piece of equipment that is making the infrared light, but I don't see anything like that in there. And I don't have a way. Do I have a way? I might have a way to see if this is infrared or not, but if I do, then it would be later tonight, and I'm not 100% positive if my abilities for seeing if this is infrared or not would be able to test that. Now, there is no actual red dot. There is no actual like laser sight downrange with this rifle, you know, actually shining on the target. It's just in the reticle of the scope. It looks like there's a little red laser light. Man, I could be extremely accurate with that. Man, I didn't know that had that ability. That is cool. For someone blind like me, having a little red dot in the center of your reticule, that is a game changer. I might have to legitimately look into getting myself a scope that has something like that in it, because that is, I could really do some work with that. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. Yeah, I'm sure that my buddy is watching, so hey buddy, I really, really like your rifling. I really like the scoping. I really like how it has that little red dot on it, and that would have really made me quite the accurate shot. I would spend more ammo with this thing, but I only have a very limited amount of rounds with this, and I actually want to do some ammunition testing with the 7mm Remington Magnum. So this right here definitely got it zeroed in where it is that I'm wanting to, you know, have it zeroed in at 100 yards. I actually zeroed your rifle. There you go, buddy. That's a little thank you for letting me borrow this thing and make a video on it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here before it gets too terribly long. So hey folks, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Description down below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go ahead and go check that out if you're up for it. And I am actually going to go hydrate because it's probably about 102 out here right now in Florida on a humid day. We got weather moving in. I hope that the weather cools it down some out here, but I'm gonna go hydrate. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and thanks for watching. I definitely see what all the hype was about this rifle. My buddy just constantly trying to get me to go out and try it. Well, I finally did it, and I like it. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt action shotguns aren't more mainstream.